This is a continuation from the last video. I forgot to mention arthritis that starts from a trauma. This is approximately 1/3 of arthritis. It starts from a broken bone. So maybe we break our finger here and then the joint becomes affected. So why does the joint become affected from a broken finger? The defensive energy of the body, think of it as electricity. It goes over the body at random, it flows everywhere, and it's designed to keep anything out. This is viruses, bacteria, fungus, heat, cold, climatic things. So anything that could negatively affect the body needs to be kept out. If you break your finger, then what happens locally over a few days or maybe even a few hours, I don't really know how long, but the immunity or the defensive energy breaks down locally, it becomes weaker. And this allows some negative energy to sink into the joint and it'll just stay there. And it could be years before you even get a symptom. You don't even know it's there. It could even be decades. But as the body gets older, as I mentioned in the last video, the synovial fluid is less, joints tend to get drier and smaller, and also the body, the body does get weaker from an immunological point of view as well. So as this happens, so old diseases that are not really old diseases, that they've just been, this negative energy is sat in the joint all this time, but it can manifest. Another way that I could put it is that this negative energy, this coldness or dampness, so if it's coldness, you'll find that you have a type of arthritis that gets worse in cold weather. If it's dampness, it will get worse in damp weather. So this coldness or dampness just sits in the joint, and eventually the body's going to find or going to want to burn it off, to get rid of it. So it creates this heat in an attempt to burn off the coldness or the dampness. And this heat is the beginning of the inflammatory process that goes on to be called arthritis. The treatment for this, it really amounts to the same thing, because we're still trying to get the heat out of the joint. It's highly likely that we're going to work on the stomach, that we're going to want to produce fluids for the joint. So in terms of treatment, it's similar, but the pathogenesis is obviously completely different. On the one hand, we have arthritis that is traced back to a weakness in stomach energy, and on the other hand, we have arthritis from a trauma.